With 2020 winding down and the clock vastly approaching January 1st, 2021, we here at CFMBC couldn't help but take a look back at this unprecedented year of challenges, heartbreak, testimonies, and trials. Here is a look back at CFMBC 2020. 26 days into the new year, 2020, we thought everything was going great. Then the world began to receive news of the death of an NBA great.
This is an ABC News special report.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash.
When the reports were confirmed by a press conference at the scene of the crash, you could hear a needle drop around the world. Not only did the Kobe Bryant die, but the crash also claimed the lives of his daughter Gianna and 7 others. For many, we thought 2020 couldn't get any worse than this. Sadly, we would soon see that it could and it would.
First, the unfolding coronavirus emergency. The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic with more than 118,000 cases across 114 countries.
On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a worldwide pandemic. Although it was declared a pandemic here in the U.S. as well, it wasn't until March 19th when California became the first state in the U.S. to issue a statewide stay-at-home order that the severity of the pandemic was beginning to become a reality. For many, this was really when it began to hit home, and we began to see this was no joking matter. Days later, the Senate passed the CARES Act, providing more than $2 trillion in aid to hospitals, small businesses, and state and local government. This act began the process for us here at CFMBC to hit the ground running. Our pastor immediately called on us as a congregation to help wherever we could.
When it comes to serving and getting out there and helping people, Como First Baptist is a blessed church because we have people that recognize service comes first.
Whether it be checking in on our elderly neighbors or talking to loved ones we had not talked to in so long. Not only did he call on us to rise up in our own families, but he called on us to rise up in our communities. On March 20th, 9 days after COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic, CFMBC, along with its pastor, was on the front lines, distributing what has today totaled to more than 40,000 boxes of food for families in need. It didn't stop there. Members participated throughout the community and the city, ensuring that the neediest families received the goods and services they needed. As businesses shut down and sickness, hunger, and unemployment overwhelmingly consumed our communities, CFMBC stepped up to the challenge. We volunteered for community and citywide distribution. We set up a daily prayer line so that our overworked and stressed frontline workers could receive spiritual care. We cared for our senior members by making sure they were able to access online weekly services and ensuring they had food dropped off at their doorsteps. We educated our members in our community on the latest developments regarding COVID-19. We set up a COVID-19 testing location on our campus. We offered flu shots on our campus. We helped to register voters and work the polls. We raised money to support children in Haiti. We worked behind the scenes and on the front lines for social justice. Our pastor is still on the front lines as he is currently organizing over 50 African American leaders across the country for the purpose of vetting candidates for upcoming elections and preparing for the new redistricting plan in 2022. These are huge efforts that only a community like Como, its pastors and community leaders could achieve. So while the world battled the coronavirus, there was another storm brewing. A storm that usually came with a calmness, but this storm was like none other. A storm that would bring people of all colors, religions, creed and backgrounds together. A storm that would change the course of 2020, the death of George Floyd. This was yet another of many senseless killings of a black person by law enforcement that showed once again how deeply divided this country still is. But George Floyd's death began a movement like none other. It began protests around the country and the world. It also put pressure on our elected officials and leaders to do their jobs or get voted out. And voted out they shall get.
CNN projects Joseph R. Biden Jr. is elected the 46th president of the United States.
After one of the most historical elections in recent memory, Americans, specifically African American women and men, showed up at the polls like never before to elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, our president-elect and vice president-elect. The election results also makes Kamala Harris the first African Asian American woman ever elected to the second highest office in the land. Not only was this huge for African American and Asian Americans around the world, but shows young black and brown girls that they too can become president.
You ushered in a new day for America.
While it's been a long and tough year, we still have so much to be thankful for. 2021 looks very promising, with new vaccines being given as we speak and the new administration taking effect. We have a lot to look forward to. Our pastor, along with the prayer band ministry, has awakened every day, praying for our church, our world, our homes, and our families. And they will not stop now. So don't give up hope. Don't give up on God, because He won't give up on you. Goodbye 2020. Hello 2021.